Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is Thursday, a beautiful day to sit back and dissect the absolute madness happening in Genoa City right now. Grab a huge cup of coffee, because we have a lot to unpack today. So let's just jump right into the deep end today, because I am honestly still just sitting here staring at my screen, completely reeling from what Victor Newman just did. And I know, we've been watching this show for years. We all know Victor is ruthless, but this felt different. A few episodes ago, we literally watched Victor kick the supposed absolute love of his life, Nikki Newman, out into the freezing cold Midwestern spring. Just kicked her out. Exiled her from his presence. And why? Because she dared to question him. Because she dared to have a totally valid, completely rational opinion on his wildly reckless business plans. What was he thinking? Who actually believes this is going to end well for him? I mean, really? Victor has done some cold things in his life, but tossing Nikki out when she is already so fragile. It's too much. It's clunky. It's painful to watch, and I am just so frustrated with him right now. Think about it, the Midwestern spring is not forgiving. It is cold, it is damp, and it is miserable, and Victor just banished her into it. After everything they have survived together, after all the vows and the dramatic reunions, he just shuts the door on her. It really makes you wonder if Victor has finally crossed a line that he can't walk back from. I mean, we all know they are endgame, but right now it feels so incredibly cruel. She was already so fragile from everything with Jordan, and he just compounds the trauma because his pride was hurt. But let's be real for a second, you guys, Nikki was right. She was 100% right about everything she warned him about. Everybody knows it. The fans on social media are screaming it. I'm screaming it. Victor should never, ever have gotten involved with that experimental AI tool. It was a disaster waiting to happen from day one. And now look what happened. Phyllis Summers, yes, Phyllis, the woman Victor has underestimated a million times, used that exact same AI technology to literally boot Victor out of his own company, Newman Enterprises, his baby. The company he built from the ground up. He is an exiled leader now. He is sitting on the outside looking in, and he still hasn't gotten it back. Phyllis basically forged a digital reality, got Christine Blair arrested in a massive courtroom shocker, and left Victor holding the bag. And the irony of it all is just staggering. The great Victor Newman, who prides himself on always being 10 steps ahead, got outplayed by a computer program and a woman he constantly belittles. Phyllis didn't just take his company, she humiliated him. She used the very tool that Nikki warned him about. Nikki saw the red flags. She told him the AI was a liability, that it could be manipulated, that it wasn't safe. But Victor, in his infinite wisdom, brushed her off. And now he is paying the ultimate price professionally, and he's making Nikki pay the price personally. It's classic Victor deflecting his own massive failures onto the people who actually tried to save him. And instead of looking in the mirror and saying, wow, maybe I messed up, maybe I should have listened to my brilliant wife, what does Victor do? He doubles down. He gaslights her. He demands that Nikki praise him for his choices. He literally stood there and tried to manipulate her into thinking he was the hero of this story. And when she didn't buy it, he threw her out. I can't with him today. I really can't. But maybe I'm being too harsh. No, I'm not. He deserves all the criticism right now. He lost his company to Phyllis Summers, and he's taking it out on Nikki. So now Nikki is out there in the cold, and she is dealing with a massive health crisis, because of course she is. The stress alone of dealing with Victor's massive ego would be enough to put anyone in the hospital. But it's more than that. We are seeing her having these severe, worsening headaches. And let's be honest, headaches on a soap opera are never just headaches. You guys know this as well as I do. A headache means a brain tumor, or an aneurysm, or some massive neurological collapse. It means she is definitely 100% heading to Genoa City Memorial Hospital very soon. Probably right on the heels of her son Nick being there. It's like the Newman family has a VIP suite at that hospital at this point. And honestly, I am really worried about these headaches. We saw her wincing, rubbing her temples, trying to push through the pain, but it's getting worse. The writers are making a point to show us that Nikki is physically deteriorating. When a character on this show starts complaining about a headache, you better believe they are going to end up in a hospital gown hooked up to monitors within a week. I just hope that when she finally collapses, someone is there to catch her. Because Victor certainly isn't there right now. Which brings me to Nick. Oh, Nick, we have to talk about the whole concept of free will, which the writers are basically hitting us over the head with right now. Nick almost died. He literally risked his own life and ended up crashing his car. But the contrast here between Nick and Nikki is huge, because Nick made a choice. He voluntarily chose to take those illegal drugs that Matt Clark gave him. Yes, I know he was in a bad place. Yes, I know he was struggling and stressed out, but he made that initial choice. Before the drugs took over his brain, before he completely lost his free will to the addiction, he took them. He chose to take them. And then, of course, because it's Genoa City and Las Vegas and everything is crazy, Sienna Bacall hits him in the head with a rock. Yes, a literal rock. Leading to him having amnesia. It's just chaos. Pure chaos. Nick is dealing with memory loss from a rock. Matt is doing whatever Matt is doing. But the point is, Nick's crisis started with a choice. He lost his free will after he took the drugs. But he opened that door himself. And can we just pause for a second to talk about Sienna Bacall hitting Nick in the head with a rock? A literal rock. It's so wildly dramatic. So now Nick has amnesia from blunt force trauma, while Matt Clark is running around either faking amnesia or suddenly reforming. The parallels are so clunky, but also kind of fascinating. Nick loses his memory because of a physical attack, while Matt uses memory loss as a weapon. But at the end of the day, Nick's entire ordeal traces back to that one horrible choice to take the drugs. He surrendered his free will the moment he ingested what Matt gave him. And then there's Matt Clark. I don't even know what to make of this guy anymore. Seriously, what is the plan for this character? First, he's a monster. Then he's faking amnesia. And now, wait. Some of the notes coming out are saying that Matt wanted to create an overdose scenario for Nick. But then Matt actually realized what was happening, reformed, and saved Nick's life. Like, he reforms in the middle of a murder plot. What? Maybe I'm misunderstanding, but if Matt suddenly grows a conscience after setting up poison drugs, that is just wild. 1 minute he's a villain, the next he's saving the golden boy. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. The pacing is jarring. It is so jarring. I guess we'll see if Matt is actually redeemed or if this is just another one of his sick games. But let's go back to Nikki, because this is the core of the story right now. Unlike Nick, Nikki did not have a choice. She did not have free will. She was forced into her relapse, and we absolutely have to talk about Jordan again. Colleen Zenk is just, wow, she's playing this role so incredibly well. Jordan, Cole Howard's aunt, Claire's great aunt, she is just purely evil. She lured Nikki into a trap and forced alcohol into her veins through and for an IV. Who even thinks of that? Nikki had zero free will in that situation. She didn't choose to drink. She fought it. But it was forced into her body by a madwoman who wanted revenge on Victor. And that physical trauma, that forced poisoning, it has to be connected to these headaches now. It just has to be. You can't pump someone full of alcohol intravenously and not expect massive, long-term physical damage. Nikki's body went into shock. Her brain was probably deprived of oxygen or severely inflamed, and now she is paying the price for Victor's past sins. Jordan wanted to hurt Victor, and she used Nikki's sobriety as a weapon. And now Nikki is walking around with these debilitating headaches, probably on the verge of a stroke, while Victor is busy yelling at her about AI and Newman Enterprises. It is tragic. It is genuinely heartbreaking to watch. So where does this leave Victor, the great, infallible Victor Newman? I will tell you exactly where it leaves him. He is going to break. He is going to absolutely shatter into a million pieces when he realizes what is happening to Nikki. Because despite all his massive ego, despite the AI disaster with Phyllis, despite kicking Nikki out into the cold, Nikki is his heart. She always has been. She always will be. When he sees her lying in that hospital bed, hooked up to machines, he's going to snap back to reality. The business won't matter. Phyllis won't matter. He will break down. He will sit by her bed. He will hold her hand, and he will finally admit that he was wrong. He will beg for her forgiveness. We've seen it before, and we will see it again. The crisis will force him to reaffirm his love for her. But damn, this is a big but. You guys, this is daytime TV. They are not going to wrap this up tomorrow. Oh no. They are going to drag this out for weeks. We are going to see Victor agonizing in the hospital waiting room, yelling at doctors, threatening the hospital staff, and crying perfectly lit tears while Nikki fights for her life. And honestly, I am here for it. As tired as I am of Victor's arrogance, I love a good emotional Newman hospital vigil. Let the tears flow, writers. Let them flow.